So what is the minimum amount you can make yearly from owning a short let apartment in somewhere like Lekki Phase 1? Please note, I am talking about the minimum and not the maximum. The analysis I'm about to give you is based on a 50% occupancy rate monthly, which is a minimum of 15 nights, and also the average cost that each of these apartments will go for in a place like Lekki Phase 1. So what this means is that the prices I'm giving you now could actually be higher. In fact, in most cases are higher based on how luxury your apartment is. So let's dive in. A studio apartment in Lekki Phase 1 going for an average amount of 70,000 naira per night will give you a minimum profit of 8 million naira annually after all expenses have been deducted. A one-bedroom apartment in Lekki Phase 1 going for an average amount of 90,000 naira per night will give you a minimum profit of 11 million annually after all expenses have been deducted. A two-bedroom apartment in Lekki Phase 1 going for an average amount of 120,000 naira per night will give you a minimum profit of 15 million naira annually after all expenses have been deducted. A three-bedroom apartment in Lekki Phase 1 going for an average amount of 150,000 naira per night will give you a minimum profit of 18 million naira annually after all expenses have been deducted. Lastly, a four-bedroom apartment in Lekki Phase 1 going for an average amount of 200,000 naira per night will give you a minimum of 25 million naira in profit annually after all expenses have been deducted. Before you say these figures are small, let me be clear once more. These figures are based on a 50% occupancy rate, because in some months you could get as high as 80 to 100% occupancy rate. Also, the rates I gave you are the average rates, because in most cases, apartments in Lekki Phase 1 are luxury apartments and usually go for almost double the amount I just mentioned. If you own a short let apartment in Lekki Phase 1 and you currently make below the figures I just mentioned, then there's need for you to reevaluate your business. Finally, the goal of going into the short let business is to own as many units as possible, because that is where the real money is. I remain Tinopat, your real estate messiah. Follow for more real estate tips. Bye bye.